Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. First and foremost, before I get into my lesson, I want to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah, HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders, a great millstone that teach and that rule well today. And citation also to the fellow laborers that's in the ministry and the believers that scatter worldwide in all truth and sincerity, day in and day out. Once again, I'm the brother Shaquat Gabar, coming at you with another quick lesson. And right before I get into this lesson, this message or these videos goes out to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible. And also to the Israelite foreigners that scattered amongst the heathen nations that may take on the physical appearance or look of another nation. But if your bloodline goes back to Negro, Latino, or Native American descent by the seed of your father, you are considered an Israelite as well. Shalom. So basically, I'm just going to get into a quick news update, okay, touching off of APN or AP News, okay, apnews.com. Okay, as you know, recent days, okay, over there in LA, okay, due to the, the protests, okay, when it comes to, over there in, LA, California, okay, when it comes to, the whole protesting about the, the ICE raids, okay, when it comes to so-called illegal immigration and deportation, okay, amongst the Hispanics and Latino tribes, okay, which are Israelites, okay, the Northern Kingdom, okay, and recently Trump deployed, I believe, 2,000 National Guard troops, okay, to help aid the ICE, okay, enforcements, okay, the police officials, okay, around there in parts of Southern California, in LA. Okay, but now recently, as you can see, okay, this is about a couple of minutes ago, okay, as I'm doing this video now, as you can see, it says Marines will deploy to LA to respond to immigration protests. Okay, so we already know, us that's in the faith and that's involved in the ministry, it be coming to the appointed time more approaching Jacob's trouble. Okay, when it comes to you tribes, man. Okay, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, when it comes to eventually, okay, the biblical Edomites, the so-called white race, in particular these elites, on down to the lesser luminary ones, okay, they're doing their bidding, are ready to come against us, man. Okay, because Esau, Edom, okay, are our natural born enemies or enemy. Okay, if you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans don't know, doesn't understand it or don't see that by now. Okay, and this is all the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, okay, who the world calls God. His name is Yahweh, okay, which in the Hebrew meaning he exists, and who the world called Christ, his son, okay, which his name in the Hebrew as well is Yahweh Shai, meaning he is the deliverer. And Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is only dealing with the nation of Israel, but at this time, the elect, okay, they're destined to be saved from the trials and tribulations that we're about to approach, okay, us are the hopeful elect, which the elect were considered the 144,000 and the 1/3. That's a so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American descent, okay, and salvation is only for Israel once again, okay, and I say the elect, starting with the elect, because 2/3, okay, majority of you simple Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, mainly here in America, is going to be judged according to Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. And part of the Lord's judgment is allowing Esau, Edom, to come with his military force, okay, which that's the blessing that Esau, Edom received, okay, the blessing of the sword, okay, and it's starting to be displayed now, especially in this time when it comes to you tribes, man, okay, you Israelites, man, okay, especially mainly those of our people that's not taking heed to the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai by the way of the prophets when it comes to the Hebrew Israelite ministry. Okay, those are people that scorn, make mockery. Okay, and those of our people that don't want to acknowledge the prophecies or the prophets. Yeah, our people rather don't want to acknowledge Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, the true living power. Okay, which is the power of Israel. And majority of our people, they want to continue on to believe in Christianity, believing in Roman Catholicism, Islam, Egyptology, Kemet. Okay, now people to the point that atheism, okay, believing in Baphomet, self-will, or believing in this system, okay, still believing in this American system, trusting in the money, okay, trusting in the financial system, the aid, okay. But now we're starting to see more and more, okay, the horns, okay, of Esau Edom, man, okay, when it comes to Yahweh Shem Shai putting the spirit on these Edomites, in particular this government, okay, especially now Trump, okay, moving towards more and more military force against the tribes, man. Okay, it is the Hispanics, the Latino tribes at this time. Okay, but wait, also as well, when it comes to you, the Negro tribes or the black tribes, they would say, okay, so called. Okay, when it comes to the 2/3 of our people, man. Okay, so now to the point that not only that Trump deployed the National Guards, okay, over the weekend, okay, but now he's aiding more into, okay, more enforcements when it comes to Marines, okay, and we're coming to the time of civil unrest, okay, insurrections, seditions, okay, and the coming of martial law, okay, detention centers, concentration camps, okay, detain centers, we're coming to the point of more draconian measures or strict legislations being more and more opposed, okay, through executive orders, okay, the coming of travel bans, lockdowns, curfews, due to all hell breaking loose, man. Okay, we're at that point in time. And, it ain't going to get no better, okay? It's going to get more intensified, man. But let me go ahead and read it. And it says, Marines were deployed to L.A. to respond to immigration protests. Okay, and the funny thing about it, when it comes to this whole immigration crisis, okay, they aim at most of it, you Hispanics and Native Hispanics and Latino tribes, man, okay? That's over here, legal, illegal, okay? Because, you besides, Hispanics and in Latino tribes that came over here, since, crossing the border from out of Central and South America. Hey, but you have other nations as well that's over here, so-called illegal immigrants, man. Okay, when it comes to certain Chinese, Arabs, Africans, okay, Koreans, okay, Europeans, okay, but you don't hear them focusing on them, okay. They whole attention is towards you tribes when it comes to the Hispanics and on the Latino tribes, man. Okay, because once again, that's Yahweh Shem Shai bringing the sword, man, against you tribes, man. So it says, and it says Los Angeles AP, the Pentagon planned to deploy about 700 Marines to Los Angeles on Monday to help National Guard members respond to immigration protests. 3 U.S. officials said as California to sue President Donald Trump over his use of Guard troops to confront the protests. Okay, so ain't gonna be no more talking about protesting and rallying, okay, for you tribes. Okay, in this case, the whole immigration, okay, protesting. Okay, but you got a lot of other protesters going on. Okay, you got the nasty agenda protesting when it comes to, Trump saying that, when it comes to this place, June, the month of June, always known to celebrate the P month. Okay, so you got, tensions amongst that. Okay, you're going to have tensions when it comes to average Americans, especially white American patriots rallying and, like the Nazi and Proud Boys, okay, ready to come against Trump. Okay, and this whole administration, as you know how Trump is moving. Okay, the economy on the verge more and more of a crash. Okay, so you're starting to see people getting more fed up, man, to the point they're ready to, take it to the streets. Okay, And then recently you just had about a month ago, Trump pushed the Insurrection Act. Okay, he funded the police, policemen. Okay, certain police states with military military aid. Okay, yeah. So be coming to these times, man. Okay, respect more National Guards. Okay, Marines. Okay, the foreign troops, the EU. Okay, NATO troops. Okay, foreign troops from out of other countries. Okay, and it says, as California prepared to sue President Donald Trump over his use of guard troops to confront the protesters, the Marines were to be deployed from their base at 29 Palms in the Southern California desert. The official spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss military plans to deployment was the first reported by CNN. Okay. And, I didn't want to make this video too long, so, you can read the article. Okay, got about the clashes that's going on over there in LA. Okay, between, the forces, the government forces. Okay, and the citizens, or what they would call illegal migrants. Okay, and we're not ignorant to Satan devices, man, when it comes to Esau Edom agenda, because we know they want to bring order out of chaos, and we know a lot of these protesters are already staged. Okay, a lot of agent provocateurs amongst them. Okay, to help aid into the fueling. Okay, of these protests and clashes. Okay, and this is just the beginning, man. Okay, because they say that now they shooting tear gas and I think with rubber bullets at them. Rubber bullets, flash grenades. Okay, we got the police with their shields or the military and the police and the ICE got their although they got their heavy artillery, but now they on the standing point that they got their batons and shields, military gear. Okay, and these protests and these raids continue on now to the point they're deploying certain troops. Okay, but they're gonna get even to the point they're gonna get more and more lethal. Okay, we coming to those times, man. So that's it on that. You can read the rest of that article for yourself. But I'm going to go ahead and get into the scriptures, and I'm going to start off with Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. And it says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what will he say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And that's us that's having called in this faith, involving the ministry. Okay, as we're out there teaching and constantly putting up videos, giving that forewarning. Okay, as we're prophesying. Okay, another way of saying a prophet is a watchman. Okay, and just as the Lord showed Habakkuk, okay, the understanding of these scriptures, or gave Habakkuk the understanding of these scriptures or the visions, okay, the Lord have his men here today, okay, to interpret these scriptures when it comes to end time prophecy, okay, and start with the man of great millstone and the broadening on down through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Okay, this word has constantly gone out, okay, as we're measuring the times and watching an end time prophecy, what to come. And we know eventually we coming to the point of this place America destruction, man. Okay, because ultimately this place America will be destroyed by the way of thermonuclear fire at the peak of the Third World War. Okay, and also during the time of who the world called Christ, once again, Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, second coming, by the way of the chariots, what the world called UFOs, okay, which are the salvation of Israel, starting with the elect. And Yahweh Shai is coming back to wage war, okay, at the peak of the Third World War. But ultimately, this place America going to get destroyed. But prior to that, okay, as we're approaching the time of Jacob trouble, and in the midst of Jacob trouble, all hell is going to be breaking loose, man. Okay, and the Lord set up the prophets to give that forewarning. Okay, once again, to tell you the coming of martial law, insurrection, sedition, uproars of the people, okay, detention centers, concentration camp, a financial crash that's going to lead to these elites bringing forth a digital currency in the form of the RFID microchip, which is known as the mark of the beast, according to Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. Okay, the coming of pestilence, outbreaks, okay, famine, okay, food shortages, Okay. Verse 2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Okay. And the vision is the prophecies. And it says, make it plain upon tables, going into the Holy Scriptures, that he may run that readeth it, going into the men of Yahweh Shemel Shai that's out there teaching, man. Okay. And it says, for the vision is yet for appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Yeah, the word tarry mean to put off, okay, or to wait, okay. But if we're at that appointed time, when it comes to the visions or the prophecies, okay, playing this part, okay, as we speaking, okay. But now it's coming to fruition. Now it's coming to the point of being fulfilled, okay. And we coming to the time of Jacob's trouble, man. Okay. And also the downfall of Esau Edom. Let me get this. So it's all about giving that warning. That majority of our people don't want to take heed to, man. They rather scorn, come against the prophets. Okay. Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman. And there go a watchman again. Okay, another way of saying a prophet. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. And so the Lord set up the prophets to give that warning, man. Okay, and in this case, according to those riots that's going down, or those protesting, okay, them clashes, okay, over there in LA, now got a certain more troops being deployed, okay, and that's the Lord is sharpening the sword, man. Okay, when it comes to you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, okay, so it's gonna be martial law, it's gonna be civil unrest, race wars, clash wars, okay, detention centers, checkpoints, okay, barricades, okay. But let me get this. Ezekiel chapter 21, verse 9. Come a time of curfews, detention centers, like I say. Ezekiel chapter 21, verse 9. Son of man, prophesy and say, this say the Lord. Its sword is sharpened and also furbished. And you starting to see that with these troops, man, being deployed, man, over there in LA. Okay, and you got other, ICE enforcements around different other parts of the states, okay, doing the whole raid and deportation when it comes to the northern kingdom of Hispanics and so-called Hispanics and Latino tribes, man. Okay, and so that sword is being sharpened. But wait till a full-blown martial law, due to when all hell break loose, man. Okay, and it says a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. And you got now, the coming of more FBA task force. Okay, they did a report on that about 2 weeks ago over there in Memphis. They want to deploy FBI task force, okay, to Memphis due to the crime rates, which Memphis majority of them are so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, and we know about the black culture amongst Memphis. Okay, yeah, but at that sword being sharpened, and it says a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? Yeah, so the majority of our people, as Esau Edom ready to come in with the draconian measures, his laws, strict legislations, okay, and being backed up by the way of the sword through his military force. Okay, majority of our people are in the spirit of mirth, man. Okay, we're coming in the time of summer. Okay, which this usually when people like to go out, celebrate, when it comes to, the coming of the 4th of July, okay, when it comes to, entertainment, okay, you got a lot of, graduations that done took place or going on, okay, summer vacations, family reunions, parties, and a lot of our people are in the spirit of mirth, okay, but we're not in that time, man. We in the time of the Lord visiting you tribes, okay, or the nation of Israel, okay, mainly the wicked ones of our people, okay, by the way of the Lord allowing Esau Edom ready to come in as that flood, man, with his troops, okay, according to Isaiah chapter 59, verse 19, okay, and it said, should we then make mirth? It could tempt the rod of my son as every tree, okay, he had given it to be furbished that it may be handled, the sword is sharpened, it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. So Yahweh Shema Shai gave Esau Edom the power of the sword. He's the slayer, okay, and like I say, the whole situation over there in LA, okay, there ain't nothing compared to what's to come in the near future, man, okay, and it says, cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people, it shall be upon all the princes of Israel, terrors by the reason of the sword shall be upon my people, smite therefore upon thy thigh, and that's what we're telling you, okay, yeah, that sword is coming, man, okay, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, through Esau Edom military forces, man. Because once again, Esau Edom is the wicked, okay? Well, he's known as the wicked, Malachi 1 and 4. And the Lord set them up to be our enemies, man, okay? And it's being shown today against you tribes, man. So that's it on that. Let me get on. Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 70. For there shall be in every place in the next city a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Or yeah, insurrection, meaning uproars of the people. Okay. And it says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none. Yeah, your martial law troops. Okay, your troops. Okay, that Lord gonna have the spirit on. Okay, to come against the tribes, man. Okay, they're gonna come against these other nations too. Okay, these when it comes to these Americans, when all hell break loose, but mainly against the tribes, man. Okay, because the Lord don't give a damn about these heathen nations, man. Okay, he's only concerned about the nation of Israel, and really at the time the elect. Okay, and they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Okay, the tribes. Okay, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Hey, that's what these raids are doing now. Okay, these ice raids, to the point that people, the tribes, you know, the Northern Kingdom tribes are retaliating, to the point Trump deploying National Guards and Marine troops now. Okay, so we coming to those points now. Come to the point of full-blown martial law. And it says, especially with the more and more financial crisis, man. Okay. And it says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and then shall they be tried as the gold in the fire. Okay, going to the nation of Israel, being the Lord chosen, mainly the elect. Okay, that the Lord going to deliver. Okay. Hear, O ye my beloved, said the Lord, behold, the days of trouble at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Okay, the elect. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, is your guide, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, say the Lord Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. And that's us, that's in the faith, the hopeful elect. Okay, praying Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, that we find worthy, that we be delivered, man. Okay, in the time of Jacob's trouble, man. And that the Lord be our guide, okay? And be our protection, our cover, okay, which the Lord is going to be for his elect, okay? And I have to say, you know, you're going to have certain members of the elect that's going to be martyrs, okay, when it comes to that time of Jacob's trouble, okay, that's going to, you know, John, the Revelator, saw that in Revelation chapter 20, verse 4, okay, men of the Yahweh Shema Shai and believers of Yahweh Shema Shai that be beheaded, okay, for not taking that RFID micro, okay? Because these detention centers now, they got the guillotines, smart guillotines, you know, tortured methods, okay? That they want to, you know, cut the numbers down when it comes to the people that come against the NWO. Hey, but the Lord's elect is not going to take that RFID micro, even if it have to mean their lives, man. Okay? But the ones that die in the faith going to be the first ones risen up when Yahweh Shai return to come back and deliver the rest of the elect that remain by the way of those chariots, the chariots, man. Okay? But eventually, Yahweh Shema Shai is going to be the guide for the elect. Okay? But some of the elect men are allotted to be martyrs. Okay? In that time. Okay? So that's it on that. Let me get this. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction shall draw nigh. Okay, your modern day sword are these guns. Okay, when it about to come to the time of race wars, class wars, civil wars. Okay, martial law, the third world war. Okay, for the sword and the destruction draws nigh, one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor their princes. Okay, that's what you're seeing over there in LA now. Okay, your average, modern day kings or princes is your government officials. Okay, starting with the president on down to the mayors, senators, governors. Okay, and so you're gonna have these American citizens. They ain't gonna give a damn, man. Okay, about what's going on. Okay, it's gonna be sedition. Okay, it's gonna be uproars. It's gonna be wars, man. Okay, over here in these states, man. Okay, and this place known for American people to have a right to bear arms or have firearms. Okay, so imagine the rest, man. Okay, when it comes to these civil wars, clash wars, race wars, man. Okay, and it says, in the course of the action shall stand in their power, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And that's where you have martial law, travel bans, checkpoints, barricades, and chaos. Okay, I think you just now had Trump. I think it was 12 countries. Okay, he banned them from flying over here. Certain citizens or certain nations, countries, they're not able to fly over here to America. I think it was 12 of them. Okay, so there you go, your travel bans, man. Okay, and a man shall desire to go into a city, shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy the houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So that's how chaotic it's gonna be, man. Okay. And I'll get this and I'll get ready to close, man. Okay. So we in that point in time. Once again, Habakkuk chapter 2. Romans 13 and 11. And it says, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. Okay, so us that's in the faith, we know it's high time. Okay, and that's why we giving that warning. Okay, to you Negro, Latino, Native Americans, while the Lord still have his men out there teaching and his word being pushed on the internet, to give that warning that it's high time to wake out of sleep, to come back and repent and acknowledge your true heritage and acknowledge your true power, Yahweh Shema Shai, and acknowledge the times that we're about to approach as we're approaching Jacob's trouble and the coming destruction of this place, man. Okay? Because our salvation is nearer than what we believe. And us that's in the faith, we see that ahead. Okay? Us are the hopeful elect, man. Okay? But majority of our people, okay, they're going to come against this word. Okay? Come against, Yahweh Shema Shai ministry. Okay? But that's all right, man. Because the Lord only looking for the elect. Okay? As it says, Romans 11 and 7, what then? Israel had not attained that which he seeketh for, but the election had attained it, and the rest was blinded. So the election at this time is only going to attain the truth, and ultimately going to be attain the salvation, attain the truth, and be lauded for salvation, man. Okay, and that's the number that we striving to be part of. Okay, for the 2/3 of our people, they're going to be judged, and they will have to come back in the kingdom, man. Okay. Hey, but once again, man. Okay, we see how more and more pan out. Hey, but now Trump, deploying Marines, okay, to help aid in the National Guard and the ICE enforcements. Okay, so just another step closer, man. Okay, to more and more of this place downfall. But I'm gonna go ahead and end the lesson here. Okay, and I pray that this lesson will edify. Okay, until next time, Lord willing. I'm gonna finish end off by giving all praise to Yahweh Shema Shai, Bashim Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone that teach and that rule well today. And citation also to the fellow laborers that's in the ministry and the believers that scatter worldwide in all truth and sincerity, day in and day out. Until next time, Lord willing, shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.